Have you ever wondered how Google decides which ads to show you? Or how governments auction off radio frequencies worth billions of dollars? Or why some voting systems seem fair and others really don't? The answer to all of these questions comes from one fascinating field of economics called mechanism design. Mechanism design is a branch of economics in game theory. It asks a very specific question: if you want a certain outcome, how do you design the rules of the game to get there? Think of it as economics in reverse. Regular economics looks at the world and tries to understand how people behave given a set of rules. Mechanism design flips that around. It starts with the outcome you want and then works backwards to figure out what rules would make people naturally behave in a way that gets you there. Here is the central insight that drives everything in mechanism design: people respond to incentives. You can't force people to tell the truth or act fairly, but you can design a system where it is in their best interest to do so. That is the magic. Here is a simple example. Two friends need to split a pizza fairly. If one person cuts and the other chooses first, the cutter has every incentive to cut as evenly as possible. That is mechanism design in action. One rule. One incentive. A fair outcome. Every mechanism has three essential parts. First, the players. These are the people or groups participating in the system. Second, the rules, the structure that governs how everyone interacts. And third, the outcomes, what actually happens as a result. Now here is a challenge that makes mechanism design tricky. In most real situations, people have private information. A buyer knows exactly how much they value something, but the seller does not. A job applicant knows their real skills, but the employer cannot see inside their head. This is called the hidden information problem. The goal of a well-designed mechanism is to get people to reveal that private information honestly through the structure of the rules themselves. Not by forcing them. Not by begging them. But by making honesty their best strategy. One of the most famous applications of mechanism design is the auction. A well-designed auction gets bidders to reveal how much they truly value an item without the auctioneer having to ask directly. Different auction formats produce very different outcomes, even with the exact same bidders and items. In an English auction, the price starts low and rises until one bidder remains. In a Dutch auction, the price starts high and drops until someone accepts. In a sealed bid auction, everyone submits one private offer. Each format changes how people think and behave, even if the item being sold is identical. One of the most powerful ideas in mechanism design is called the revelation principle. It says that for any mechanism where people might lie or strategize, you can always design an equivalent mechanism where telling the truth is the best strategy. Honestly, being honest becomes the smart move. When a mechanism is designed so that everyone's best strategy is to be honest and follow the rules, economists say the mechanism is incentive compatible. That is the holy grail of mechanism design. Build the system so that doing the right thing is also the smart thing. Mechanism design is everywhere once you start looking. Online ad auctions at companies like Google use it to decide which ads appear and at what price. Medical residency programs use it to match doctors to hospitals fairly. And many cities use it to assign students to schools in a way that respects preferences. Governments use mechanism design to auction off radio spectrum licenses, a process that generated over $40 billion in the United States alone. Voting system designers use it to evaluate which electoral methods best reflect true public preferences. And public procurement offices use it to award contracts fairly and efficiently. Mechanism design is not just a theoretical idea. It has won the Nobel Prize in Economics twice. In 2007, Leonid Hurwicz, Eric Maskine, and Roger Myerson were awarded the prize for laying the mathematical foundations of the field. In 2020, Paul Milgrom and Robert Wilson won for their work on auction theory and design. This is serious, impactful science. Let us recap. Mechanism design is the science of designing rules to achieve desired outcomes. Its core insight is that people follow incentives, so smart rule design makes honest behavior the rational choice. The goal is incentive compatibility. And its applications shape the real world, from online auctions to public policy. You do not need to be an economist to appreciate mechanism design. Every time you participate in an auction, vote in an election, or choose a school, someone designed the rules of that system. Understanding mechanism design helps you see those systems more clearly, question them more critically, and maybe one day build better ones. And that is a skill worth having.